This is the part 2 of my previous video, the startup J curve. If you haven't watched the part 1, I recommend you to go and first watch that video, then come back in this video. Click the link in the description to watch that video. So without wasting any time, let's jump right in the points. Number 4, business model. Nail it before scale it. The component of business model includes 3 basic ingredients. Number 1, produce the product. Number 2, acquire customers. Number 3, generate revenue. You have a successful and profitable business when your revenue is greater than the cost of product and sales marketing. Then only you can say you are running a successful business. If your business can't generate sustainable and consistent money, then you know something has to change. Some business models are better than others, and strong business models usually have some or even all the characteristics that help them in their growth, which is what I am going to tell you. The secret that all successful companies have in their business model, and how can you apply in your business too. Number 1, high margin. Let me clear this. Competition kills margin, and in a perfect competition market, nobody makes money. The highest margin are typically enjoyed by company who doesn't have any competition. So how can you add high margin in your business model? Well, there is one way. It's simple. Don't build company, build a brand. Yes, a brand. You don't want to be called a regular company, no, not at all. Building a brand is a long-term process. You can't build a brand overnight. It requires patience and lots of thought into it. Let's take an example of Supreme. There's a lot of hype in the market for their product. People kill each other for that shit. But it's just like any other cotton normal shirt. But still people wait in a long line for their product. You know why? Because Supreme is a brand. No, not just any regular clothing company. People feel proud when they wear these clothes, and you know how they charge for their product. Number 2, low friction. Friction is the bone of any business model, and you have to look for it and get rid of it. Anything that's make a potential buyer slow in their process or change the direction can be friction. Let's understand this with an example also. Research have shown that any e-commerce site, a certain percentage of people bail out at each point in the checkout process, and especially when visitors need to click on the new pages. So a sign-up process that takes 5 steps in 5 new tabs usually have lower conversion rate because it has high friction in his checkout process. Because in each step they are asking themselves, do they really want to buy this product? And instead of that, if you make your checkout process in 2 easy steps, it would have a high conversion rate than other normal websites. You have to keep your friction low in the process, as low as possible. How can you do that? Easy. Just make it simple, easy and clean. Number 3, leverage. In 2021, social media is your friend. If you follow Gary Vee, you probably know the importance of social media and how a single viral content can change your and your company life. Variety is a great way to encourage your business base to spread your sales and marketing messages and grow your business. Number 4, network effect. The network effect describes the phenomenon where more people who use your product, the more valuable it became. Business that uses this network effect creates a barrier for competition. Perhaps the most best example will be Facebook. Number 5, repeatable. Your model isn't fully baked until you can't show its repeatable nature. Some startups begin with a bang, but later they start freezing because their business can't generate repeatable money from customers. Acquiring customers in the business is not the only thing, but to keep them for a long time should be your main focus. Number 6, scalable. And perhaps this is the most important point in any business model you see. All the above points doesn't mean shit if it's not in your business DNA. You have to design your business model that is scalable and sustainable in nature. Number 5, scaling. Go big with people, process and money. Now before you move on to scaling phase, you have to make sure your pre-scaling process is on point, because without that, you dare you think about scaling your business. This is your base and you want to scale your business on top of it. So if your base is weak, you can't scale your business. So now we have covered the basic. Let's understand scaling. Scaling has three main components. Number one, people, money, process. Let's understand these components. Number one, which is people. Now, you're no longer a new startup when you are in scaling phase. You have a solid business plan, loyal customers, and enough employee to manage your shit. But that's not enough to scale your business. You need more talented people in your company who are well trained and experienced in their field and know what you are doing. Hiring can be tricky. You don't know whether this person is an asset for your company or a liability for your company. If you want me to make a video on how to hire employee, then let me know in the comment section. But for now, I can tell you only this. You can't judge anyone how much he or she is talented only in an interview until and unless you don't see their work in real life. No one is good at hiring. Be good at firing. Number two, money. It's tough to scale when you don't have funds. Don't be naive about how much capital it will require to expand your business or in hiring employee. I have met many business owners who feel shy in spending money. Don't be that entrepreneur. You have to spend money on things which will help you in scaling your business. Personally, in the scaling phase, I would recommend to go for venture capitalists because of two reasons. Number one, they believe in investing lots of money. Number two, they'll also give you best financial advice and support. They are highly experienced and trained in their performance. They know how to scale a business because that's what they are doing for a long time. Number three, process. Aside from meeting people and financial requirement, scaling requires process, a lots of process. Because when you are in scaling and acquiring large number of customers, you will pay a heavy price for putting out a faulty release. You are in 24/7 watch. All the media press watching you. So you want your process to be perfect. Another main thing that I want you to focus on is sales and marketing. Sales and marketing are usually the key engine to growth in scaling phase. It's not the time to be secretive. It's time to sell the hell out of products and increase your market size or market capitalization. A strong customer base and a good business model is good, but you need more, and for that you have to focus on marketing and sales department. Try lots of marketing tactics to get you where you want to be. Soon I'm gonna make a proper video on sales and marketing to the point and effective plans and strategies. Now in this book, there are few mistakes author has talked about, and I also personally feel like you have to know. So let's understand few mistakes that entrepreneurs make while they are booming and how can you avoid it. Mistake number one, accepting low ball offer. In growing stage, this can happen with you. There are hundreds of great acquisition happens in business world. Some mergers were successful and some were not. Large companies love to acquire startups. They know that this company will be the next unicorn in very near future. So they try to acquire them in their initial stage. Large companies that make you an offer when you are beginning to scale aren't stupid. They know in scaling phase, startups usually run out of funds and it's the best time to acquire them. They offer you maybe 50, 60 or 100 million for your business because they see potential in it. But if you want to become a billionaire, then you have to reject these type of offers. And I know it's hard for a lot of people. 50, 70 million is a lot of money who will reflect that. But you have to believe in yourself that you deserve better than this. Mistake number two, scaling prematurely. This is very dangerous mistake that I see in a lot of young entrepreneurs. They want to get rich and they want it quick. So what they do is they try to scale their business without proper building the base. Remember, getting rich should not be your goal. Focus on building legacy, brand, status. Entrepreneurs spend so much money in their initial stage and think they will be the next Amazon or Facebook. But no shit, dude. They end up with bankruptcy and waste all the money on stupid things which doesn't help them in growing. And last but not the least, harvest. The joy of puffball decision. The harvest phase is most respected phase. You will finally enjoy all your hard work, all those sleepless nights, early mornings, long meetings. Everything now pays off. Now you can call yourself that you have done something. You don't have to work for money now. Money will work for you. You're in that stage. It's definitely not an easy journey. You have made sacrificed a lot of things, and most important, you took action, which is the biggest thing from all the other phases. But before I wind up this video, I want you to keep in mind these few points that I have learned from all those entrepreneurs, all those books that I have read. The number one is keep your discussion private or to some selected people in your organization. Number two, know your worth, your company worth, your organization worth. Number three, don't focus on competition, focus on improvement. With that said, this video is over and the book is over. Now, if you have any question related to this book or from the video, feel free to ask me on my IG, Mindrill. See you on next video. Peace.